Hi there, my name is Carrie Mayer and I will be your professor for this online section of COM7 Interpersonal Communication. And I just want to welcome you to the course, and in this little video just kind of give you some information about how you'll navigate the course and what your week will look like every week as you work through the material. When you open your Canvas class for COM7, it's going to take you right to the modules page. And this is where the work of the course lives, and this is set up as the home page. So every time you click into COM7, it's going to take you right to those modules, and then you'll be able to see what you're supposed to do for that week. The course is organized into weekly modules, and every week there's a consistent structure that you're going to see and get used to, hopefully, and that should make your work easier to manage. Week one's a little bit different because we have some orientation stuff that we'll be doing, but beyond week one, everything should look very similar. So let me just cover kind of what's going to happen in week one, and then I will talk about what the modules for the rest of the course will look like. So in week one, the most important thing that I need you to do is to confirm your intention to remain enrolled in the course. And you'll do that by posting an introduction, a self-introduction to the discussion forum by Tuesday, the first day of class, no later than 11:59 p.m. If I don't see that you've posted in that discussion forum, I will assume that you don't want to remain enrolled in the class. I've got a full wait list, so I will move you out of the class and move somebody from the wait list into your slot. So make sure, super important, make sure you post in that introductory discussion forum by Tuesday at 11:59. The next thing I'm going to ask you to do in this first week is to become familiar with the syllabus and read through that, watch some of the orientation videos that are in the orientation module, and take a readiness assessment called Smarter Measure. And that's all located in the week one module, super easy to find. And then you'll have a little quiz to do this week, super straightforward. If you've done what I've asked you to do in the orientation modules, it should be no worry. Then for the rest of the semester, the weekly modules are, as I said, consistently organized, and every week there'll be some sort of a theme, whatever the issue is that we're talking about relative to interpersonal communication for that week, and you'll have a chapter reading that covers that material. And then you will have a lesson that's created by me, and the intent of the lessons is to both deepen and broaden your understanding of whatever the subject is for that week. So these lessons will include text that you'll be reading, lots of little kind of videos, maybe some images to help support what we're talking about in the lesson. Sometimes there'll be some embedded activities that I'll ask you to do. And through the process of both reading the chapter and engaging in the lesson, you should have a fuller understanding of whatever it is that we're talking about that week. I do ask you to do the lesson in its totality. I think that's really helpful for students to really get that big picture. So you'll have a reading every week, you'll have a lesson every week, and then every week you'll have a discussion. And the discussions are going to alternate. On even-numbered weeks, your discussion is going to be based on some sort of an interpersonal communication case study that I've posted for you to read or to watch. Sometimes they're video case studies. So you'll read something or you'll watch something, and then the discussion questions will ask you to reflect on what you've read or looked at and contribute in that way. On odd-numbered weeks, you're going to be engaging in what's called a virtual book group discussion, and the virtual book group discussions are based on a virtual book, not a virtual book, a real book that you are going to be reading that's related to some aspect of interpersonal communication. The list of approved books for that activity is included in this week 1 module. So make sure you look at that, read through the descriptions of the books that I've selected for you. And then I'm going to ask you to prioritize your preferences in terms of which of those books you would most like to read. And I'm going to ask you to make that ranking available to me through that introductory post. On even number weeks, when you do the interpersonal communication case study discussion, you'll also be doing short application exercises that will ask you to either reflect on something that we've read or to put into practice some strategy that we've discussed in the lesson and the reading. And those are fairly short 1 to 2 page papers that you'll do every other week. And then weekly you have a quiz that covers the reading and the lessons. So every week you'll have a quiz that you will do through Canvas. So that's pretty much how the modules are structured. Every week I do put at the very start of the module a module overview and to-do list. So make sure you read through that. It's super helpful to kind of give you context about what we're going to be looking at that week, and then it delineates everything you need to make sure that you're doing for that week. So that's super helpful for students. Additionally, throughout the course, you will take 3 unit exams that cover the lessons and the readings. Those are associated with the 3 kind of segments in the book. The book is organized around chapters that look at looking in, looking out, and then looking at relationships. So each of those kind of modules has a unit exam associated with it, and I'll talk more about those later. And then the only other thing you have is towards the end of the semester, you have a virtual book group project that's based upon the book that you've selected to read and that you will have read by the end of the semester in conjunction with your virtual book groups. There's a ton of information about that project in the syllabus, so make sure you read and jot down any questions that you have about that assignment. I'd be happy to answer those. You can post them in the Q&A in the Canvas course. I want to talk a little bit about COM 7 as a kind of GE COM class that is an option for you to take, and I think that it's a great option to exercise. I think it's a really awesome class, and sometimes I know when you take general education classes, you get into the class and you're like, what? Why am I learning this? When am I ever going to use this? I don't understand why this is a requirement. And sometimes it can kind of feel like a waste of time or an impediment towards your kind of final goal of transfer or certification or whatever it is that you're doing here in college. Sometimes you feel like those GE classes are like stumbling blocks or hurdles that you have to jump over and you don't understand why. This class, COM 7, Interpersonal Communication, is not one of those classes. I think it's a very practical, highly applicable class for you to take. And I want to share, I had some really amazing reflections from students from my fall semester in their kind of goodbye postings to the class. They really disclosed a lot of really cool information about what taking this class has meant to them, and I wanted to share one of them with you. And so I'm just going to read a segment of that person's goodbye post. And this student says, like many people, I chose this class to fulfill a general education requirement to achieve my associate's degree. While I presumed that this class would teach me some new concepts regarding interpersonal communication, I did not realize how much of a positive impact this class would have in the different settings of my life. Miscommunication with my husband has been reduced. I have learned how to respectfully assert myself to stand for my principles. My awareness of nonverbal signals has increased. I have learned how to better identify emotions I'm experiencing and my ability to retain information presented to me has also grown. Before college, I never understood the true value in standardized education, but I believe that taking classes like this has, in a way, challenged me to be a better person and a better member of society. So, as a teacher, I was like, yay! And I hear that from a lot of students. This is one of those classes where you can be studying something one day and then you recognize it in your real life the next day. And you'll be learning tools and techniques and strategies to improve your communication competence in all of your relationships, your family relationships, your romantic relationships, your work relationships. It's really, these skills are highly transportable to all areas of your life. So that's what makes me excited about teaching this class, and I hope that you find it as interesting as I do. I hope you find it like half as interesting as I do. That would be awesome because I find it super interesting. Anyway, my role this semester is to serve as a guide and as a helper and as a cheerleader and as a mentor. So my job really is to support you in whatever way I can to help make this journey doable for you. So please don't be afraid to reach out and contact me. You can contact me through the Canvas email. You can call me in my office. My phone number is listed on the syllabus. I'm here all the time, sadly. You can pop into my office hours. I have office hours every week. Those are listed on the syllabus. So if you're in the area and you want to come in and see me, that's amazing. I love to see my virtual students face to face. It's really cool for me. And I can also set up an appointment through our virtual office through Canvas. So if you want to have like a Skype type session with me to talk to me privately about things that you don't feel comfortable posting in the Q&A general board in the Canvas site, then we can make an appointment, but you can contact me via email, phone, or coming in to see me. So anyway, super excited to work with you this semester. Make sure you post in that introductory discussion board by Tuesday at 11:59, and please email me any questions that you have or post in the Q&A on Canvas. And I look forward to working with you this semester, and have a great day.